Hi everyone, welcome to Table for Two. I'm Onezie.
And I'm the Elusive Bigfoot.
Today we're on our games that start with the letter S. We're doing all of our games A through Z. We're discussing only the base games and not expansions, extensions, extras, stuff like that.
Extensions?
Extensions, expansions, exonerations. I can't think of any other X words, but
X-ray?
X-rays. We're not discussing X-rays. So just the base games, right? And today we're discussing our games that begin with the letter S.
We're grouping.
Yeah, we're grouping things together. So, for instance, if there are a lot of games that are variations of the game Flux, those are all going to be under F for Flux, and so forth. If we're all if we have like multiple versions of chess, like Star Wars chess or something like that, it's all going to be grouped together under chess.
Right. And these are all games that we've owned or have owned at one point.
Yep. And so today we're talking about the letter S.
My first game?
Your first game.
My first game is actually created by a friend of Table for Two, and we've actually had him on the award show, and it is Scoops.
Scoops. That's a great game.
Yeah, it is Safe Haven Games. What you do is
Hey, Brian.
What you do is you're building your best ice cream cone that you can. You're looking at what kind of cone you have, what flavors. If you get certain base, I guess you could say flavor, like is it a vanilla kind of ice cream or is it a chocolate-based ice cream or something like that? The more that you have in a row, the more points that you can get. Toppings will give you additional points. You can change each other's cones so they get less points, or change their ice cream so they get less points, or swap flavors because I really need that ice cream. I'm so sorry. You can have this other one.
There's some element of take that.
There can be, for sure. And so, and the person who has not the cherry bomb removes the ice cream, but if you have
cherry on top.
If you have the cherry on top, that will end the game. So, well, I really love this game because I really love ice cream. So this is actually how I met Brian. Is I saw the game, I'm like, I want to play that game, and I just fell in love with it. So
we have a couple of games that deal with dessert, and I like all the dessert games we have. But this one is great. Scoops, you're just building your cone up higher and higher and higher.
Yeah.
All these ridiculous combinations of ice cream that you might not actually put on a cone in real life. You might have like 9 scoops of sherbet and chocolate and all of butterscotch and whatever, with sprinkles and fudge and everything else. But it's a great little game, card game, and we love Scoops.
We love Scoops. It's a game that I enjoy bringing to other people to learn how to play because it has a fun theme. And then for people who don't usually play games, it kind of appeal to this one.
All right.
What do you have? Was that on your list?
That was not on my list.
Okay.
My list that was kind of, but like my list of S games was good S games. We have a
lot of good S games.
A lot of good S games. I'm trying to trim it down to 5 games.
We may not be duplicating too much.
Or if we're duplicating, they might be out of order.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, the game I'm going to talk about first on my list is called Shadow over Westminster.
Oh, nice.
It's another one where we know the person who designed it. And this is a co-op game where you're sort of fighting against a paranormal entity. It's very much Cthulhu-like or Cthulhu adjacent, and it's sort of you're wandering around the streets of Westminster.
I think we're investigators.
Yeah, we're investigating cult activity at the warehouse and the museum, and we're studying at the university and trying to turn in quests. And it gets harder and harder every time you don't achieve an objective. Like all these cubes end up on the board, and if you get overwhelmed by cubes, then you lose the game.
Yeah.
Right. Basically, cubes are the bad stuff, and
the black cubes. Yeah.
Yeah, and it feels like you're running around this town or the city. It's dark and mysterious. You're investigating stuff, and you're trying to conquer this supernatural force. And they're cult helpers.
Right.
because there's a bunch of crazy people trying to help the monster,
Yes.
right?
It's not on my list, but it is a great game, and it's a co-op game because you really are trying to conquer all the cult activity that's happening. And one thing that I find unusual in this game that I really like is you can see the back of the cards, so you know what's coming up. So sometimes you might have an ability, because they're all variable player powers, you might have an ability that will allow you to take the top card and put it in your discard. So you can see what might be coming up. For instance, it might be something that you know is positive, but you don't know exactly what the positive trait will be. It might give you a boost by doing an extra action, or it might be helpful because it's got 2 resources that you really need. You just know it's good. Or it might be something that's bad and you want to discard it. So, kind of knowing what might be coming up is a great way of looking at the strategy. Like, what do I want to keep versus what do I want to make sure is discarded as soon as possible?
You can also, like you said, it's a co-op game,
Mm-hmm.
so you can discuss. Some areas you have to go do by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Other
Yeah.
areas you can work together to get
Mm-hmm.
something done. So you sort of have a little talk about it before you take your
Yeah.
turn and try to conquer the evil.
Yeah. That's a great game.
Okay, so that's Shadow over Westminster. Check it out.
My next game is Spirit Island.
Oh, that's on my list too.
Terrific. So, Spirit Island, we've definitely talked about that game on this channel. We love that game. It is basically the opposite of Catan. Because in Catan, what you're trying to do is expand and grow your community. And so you keep developing more and more and more. But what if the spirit didn't like that you're doing that and says, no, I'm going to actually try to flood you, or I'm going to create a lot of fire, or I'm going to try and scare you so that the villagers go away, and I'm going to destroy your cities and towns while I'm at it. That's what this game is about. It is about destroying all the people who are invading your beautiful, precious island, and using your own powers, which, I mean, this game is just amazing because it's variable player, like I said, and depending on which characteristic you're taking on, are you taking on the river and you're going to be flooding different areas? Are you taking on lightning and then you're going to be causing some traumatic things that are happening? I mean, it just depends on what you're doing. But there's different phases that you get to roll out damage to the island, which is what you want to do. You want to damage the people, the cities, and the towns as much as you can, create fear, and take back your beautiful island.
Yeah. So this one is a game where you're fighting plastic,
Yeah.
right? So you're playing the spirits of the island.
Mm-hmm.
There's variable player powers, so not everybody can do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the little conquistadors, they're not officially conquistadors, but they look like conquistadors. And they're plastic, and
Mm-hmm.
the towns and cities are
Mm-hmm.
plastic. And you're basically waging war on the plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the native islanders who are helping you,
The Dahan.
they look like little wooden mushrooms.
They
So,
look to me like IKEA buttons that you put over when you're building the furniture. So you hide the screw holes.
right, little wooden mushrooms they look like to me.
Uh-huh.
So you get the mushrooms as helpers, and occasionally you just sacrifice them because they don't really count, but they help you.
They do. It depends on which character you have, because there's one that is the friend to all the Dahan.
They help you take back the island.
They
Right?
do. They
But
actually.
it's a complicated game, but
Mm-hmm.
it's well worth the effort if you have some friends that are into more complicated gaming.
Yeah.
To spend a few hours on Spirit Island.
Yeah. When years ago we were doing a lot of 10 by 10s, meaning you play 10 games 10 times, and Spirit Island was on it. And so um, when our first couple of games that we played were a little more challenging, and then as we kept going and we were able to play more and more difficult levels, one thing we also found out is we were able to play faster and faster and faster. So I think by the end we were only taking 30 to 45 minutes to play a game, if I remember correctly. And when we first started out, it would take us over 2 hours to play because we're trying to learn and remember how. But by the end, we were so used to it, and we would talk in shorthand like, "Are you going to go do the thing? Because I'm going to go do this thing." So, Spirit Island.
Spirit Island. All right, so I'm going to go to the next one on my list.
Okay.
I hope I don't inadvertently jump the gun on your number one.
Uh-oh. You might.
I might.
Don't do that one. Try another one.
Okay, I'll try another one. Um,
If
so,
you know it's likely to be my number one, try doing it last.
okay.
Okay.
All right. The next one up on my list is Star Wars Outer Rim.
Oh, very good. It's not on my list. That's a great
Okay,
one.
so we played this recently. We played it a bunch.
Hmm.
It's great. It's if you're a Star Wars fan, it's very thematic.
Hmm.
You play a scoundrel running around the outer rim of the galaxy. You're collecting bounties,
Well, are they all scoundrels?
pretty much.
Well,
It's a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
okay. I don't remember. Does it say it on that
In the
game?
movie, they call it that.
Okay. Okay.
But anyway,
I like playing Jen.
you're you're trading in you're trading
Or
in
Jin. Jin.
bounties. You're delivering cargo. You're both gaining reputation with certain
Hmm.
factions and losing reputation,
Hmm.
and both all at the same
Hmm.
time.
Trying to get bounty, deliver that person.
Yeah, so sometimes you can be evil and hire someone as a crew member and then later turn them in as a bounty and collect money for them.
Sorry.
All kinds. So you run around the galaxy, there are obstacles and challenges.
Hmm.
Every once in a while, you have to fight a patrol ship by one of the
Hmm.
factions. The factions are the Rebels, the Empire, the Hutts,
Hmm.
and the Syndicate.
Yes.
So those are the four
Yeah.
factions.
And you're also rolling dice. So if you like a dice rolling game or you like a card flipping game, this might be a good one for you because you're moving around a board that's like a giant arc. And sometimes you have to go all the way across to get to where you want. So depending on the speed of your ship is how far you get to move, how many spaces you get to move, and you'll have to encounter certain things as you go along. So,
And you can only do certain encounters if you're on a planet, or certain
hmm,
actions if you're on a planet.
yes,
You can only buy a ship or get a job or something like
yeah,
that if you're on a planet.
right.
But if you're in space, you draw a different kind of a card, and
Waypoint.
you have a space interaction,
Hmm.
a waypoint interaction.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, Star
All
Wars
right,
Outer
Star
Rim.
Wars Outer Rim.
All right, my next one. Let's see, I don't know what your number one is. I'm
I
curious.
have one more left before my number
Oh, I
one.
have two before my number one. Okay, so my next one is Sagrada.
Oh, good.
Sagrada is a dice rolling game where you're making these beautiful stained glass. And there's certain rules. You will roll a set of dice and then it's a dice drafting. This person takes one, the next person will take two. Oh, when it's two of us, next person takes two, and the last person gets the last one, chooses one of the two that's last, and then one is sacrificed to like a dead area. You don't get those unless you have a card that says you can a power. And then you have to place your dice, and there's rules. You can't put number, is it same number next to each other? Is that
Yes,
right?
yes.
There's certain, and then even the colors, I think everything has to be diagonal. So you're looking at like, what can I do to maximize what I just did without breaking the rules? So at the end of the game, usually you just swap boards and like, did we make any mistakes? Those go out because you get minus points for every hole you didn't cover. And sometimes on the player board, it says a three must go here or a red must go here. So you're kind of like trying to plan like what can I do?
And in addition to solving those little individual
Mm-hmm.
puzzles, everyone has their own personal
Yes.
goal. So like I need to get so many blue, more blues the better, or the more
I get
reds the
points for
better.
each blue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Or sometimes there'll be common goals, like if you
Mm-hmm.
get a complete diagonal done,
Mm-hmm.
how many complete diagonals did you do? You get points for that.
Yeah.
So there are ways to get points beyond just filling in the puzzle correctly or incorrectly.
Yeah.
And I think you lose points for holes, or is that a different
Yes.
game?
No, you do lose
This,
points for holes
yeah.
because that's why you don't want to make a mistake, because then that die is out and now it's a hole.
So the theme of it is that you're building stained glass.
I think in Sagrada.
Yeah. And so this thematically, the game is very lovely.
Mm-hmm.
It has all these colored dice, purple and green and blue
Yellow and
and
red
yellow,
and
and yeah, it's all dice.
yeah,
Stained glass colors. And after you place them on your board, it looks like a piece of stained glass.
pretty. Okay, my next game is Space Base.
Oh
Oh, is it?
no.
Okay, so Space Base is a game that one thing I like about it is everyone goes at the same time, meaning that dice are rolled, and then based on what is chosen, if I have a card that I purchased earlier that allows for X to happen, if someone rolls a 12, then if I roll a 12, I get this. If somebody else rolls this number, then I get that. So there's always an opportunity for me to also take a turn while my opponent is taking a turn. You're just trying to get as many points as possible. You gather as many resources as you can based on the cards and the dice that are rolled. It can go very quickly. In the very beginning, when you're learning it, it goes a little bit slower until you get into the rhythm of it. But then you realize that you're always doing something. So simultaneous action, it's my friend.
Space base, yeah.
Space base.
All right. The next one on my list is Sky Team.
It's my number one.
Your number one, okay.
Yes.
So we've been playing Sky Team lately.
And the expansion.
And the expansion. But Sky Team is a cooperative 2-player game. It's rolling dice and placing dice.
Yes.
And it's limited communication. So you roll dice behind your little screen and you place it out on the airplane. And what you're doing with your dice is you're doing different functions of the pilot and co-pilot. So
one person plays a pilot and the other person plays a co-pilot.
You're deploying brakes, you're putting down the flaps, you're angling which direction the plane is facing.
Banking it.
You're how fast the engine goes.
You're trying to remove planes.
Yeah, trying to remove the planes that are in front of you.
Or penguins if you play the expansion.
Right. Penguins, because that's a thing. Okay. But Sky Team's very fun, right? It's kind of addictive. We've played almost every scenario over and over and over.
Yeah.
And
from both parts. So one time I'm on the co-pilot, and okay, now I'll swap. Now I'm the pilot.
Yeah, and so this can be very difficult because you have a limited number of dice and a limited communication. So I might, put a big 5 or 6 out on the engine.
I'm thinking,
she might think, why the heck would you? Now we're going to go too fast. Why are you doing that? We're going to run into another airplane or something like that. But you're not supposed to talk about it. And there are also some extra cards that give you perks. So depending on if you're playing a scenario that lets you have one of these extra benefits, you can re-roll dice. You can match dice on the board to get a benefit like a re-roll or something like that, an extra die, something like that. So it's a dice placing game, a die placing game.
Yeah, the reason why I really like it is everything that you just said. I mean, it's so funny because I have friends who are pilots, and when I sent them pictures, this is what we're playing, this is what they're doing, they all said the same thing. Let me know if you need help. I don't think you can help with this. It's a game, and it's the thing that's weird is that we're not allowed to talk to each other. They all have the same reaction. What do you mean you can't talk to each other? I guess you don't do that when you're flying the plane. No, we would never. We would talk. Well, you can't talk here. We have to just happen to know what the other person's going to do. I will say this tip to the wise: when you're playing this game, you want to use every single die for what you can do. You're allowed to make a cup of coffee for concentration, which will allow you to change the die by a pip, one up or one down. And that's great, but you really want to use the dice to take out extra planes. Do whatever you can without making coffee, unless you really need to make coffee for yourself. There's nothing you really can do, because if by making a cup of coffee for the extra pip, you have now just lost an action. So that's the biggest tip I can give you. Is like, try to take all your actions.
Yeah, and like you said, it's the one thing that doesn't quite fit thematically is the lack of communication. You're allowed to talk before you roll the dice.
Right.
And after you roll the dice,
not supposed to say anything.
Nothing. So you would never have a real pilot and co-pilot saying,
I'm not going to tell you about that plane. I was assuming that you saw the plane.
There's a hazard in front of you, but I can't tell you about it.
Oh, now we're in a tailspin. I guess we lost. Sorry.
But it is a fun game.
It is.
It's a fun game.
Okay, so that is my entire list now.
I jumped the gun on your number one.
That's okay. Now do your number one.
So that leaves me with my number one, which is Splendor.
Yeah, I knew that was happening.
It's a little bit of an older game, a card game. I love Splendor. I've loved it since I first discovered it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a card game where you're basically collecting money.
Mm-hmm.
You're using the money to buy gems, and then you use the gems to get a discount on getting more gems. So you get a little engine rolling of not being able to afford stuff, and then the more cards you get, the more you can afford stuff. Some of the gems actually have points on them, and once you get a certain number of gems, you may attract a noble. There are certain noble cards, and they're usually worth 3 or 4 points, and that can help you achieve the goal of 15 points winning the game.
Yeah. I didn't put it on here, but I really love Splendor Duel.
The dual version.
Yeah, the dual version. So in the dual version, I thought, why would I want Splendor Duel? We play Splendor all the time. But the dual version really does play a little bit differently, and I love it. So if Splendor, you didn't really like necessarily how some of the tokens come out, the gems come out or the cards, you might want to take a look at this one because it does feel different.
Yeah, the dual version is more random
Mm-hmm.
because you're drawing tokens out of a bag and putting them
Mm-hmm.
on a board to be selected from,
Mm-hmm.
rather than just a bank where people take from the bank.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But yeah, my number one is Splendor. I made it my number one probably just because I played it the most of any game
Yeah.
that we own. And Splendor is one of my favorites. If you want to play Splendor with me, I'll play with you.
Oh yeah,
So,
he will.
you know,
Yeah.
hit me up in the comments below. We'll get together, play Splendor.
Yeah, we have a list on our website of all the events that we go to, so find him. He loves it.
All
Okay.
right, so that's our games that start with S, including our top ones
Mm-hmm.
in no particular order, and jumping the gun on your number one.
That's all right, because that was going to be the next thing I would have said
Okay.
anyway.
What are your favorite games that start with the letter S? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Onezie.
On the Elusive Bigfoot. Thanks so much. Bye bye.